and welcome to the Cryptonaut Podcast. My name is Mark Storrs, and I am here hanging out with Robert Thomas Morphy II.
Uncle Bobby in the house.
And, of course, Mr. Christopher Carnicelli.
Hey, Cousin Chris.
Cousin Chris.
Nice.
Dude,
Uncle Bobby and Cousin Chris.
We're a family reunion now.
Cousin Uncle Chris.
We're like everyone's family. We're everyone's crypto family.
Okay, well, I mean, we're here. We're doing it. Welcome to the show. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. Before we get started, we do have an event happening over on our Discord server. That is available on the Patreon. You're going to hear some Patreon shout-outs later in the show. But as always, cryptonautpodcast.com/Patreon. You can sign up there for all your bonus content. And coming up, we have the Cryptonauts versus Humanoids. Come and play this game on Friday, May 26th at 8:30 p.m. It's a game similar to one that you may be familiar with, but we're not going to mention it because we don't want to get sued. But with custom cards based off of phrases from the podcast. Players beware. It's definitely not safe for work. We suggest playing with a beverage of choice in your hand. Super fun card game. If you're on the Discord, the Patreon, you got access to it. Jump in there, play the card game. It's super cool. And again, that is Cryptonaut Podcast. I'm sorry, patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast. So check that out. Coming up, we have some merch sales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have some Memorial Day sales. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I'm pretty sure we're going to.
Fair enough.
Pretty sure. I'm putting out there a little bit prematurely. I talked to our guys at CrowdMate, so hopefully that's just going to happen. So there's all that. That's a little bit of the business in the beginning of the show. And so again, thank you all for joining us. We're going to be doing a dive here, Robert, a deep dive.
One I have been waiting for a long time.
All right. So this is a pretty big case.
It is.
It's a pretty popular case.
And you know, it's funny. It wasn't. I'm going to claim a little credit here. When I first started doing research on this, I don't know, like over a decade ago, there was a few smatterings of it on the internet, but mostly, as I'm going to cite in this, I found an article in Ronald Story's The UFO Encyclopedia from 1980.
Cool.
And I was like, oh my God, how have I never heard of this? And so, I did a deep dive, finding a bunch of newspaper archives and a couple of websites out there. I'm not saying I broke the story by any means. It was hugely popular when it happened in the mid 70s. But I'd like to think I sort of reinvigorated the case, and then I wrote about it, like in 2012 for Mysterious Universe.
I wasn't sure where you were, because I was looking on the website, like on cryptopia.us. I'm like, is this story here?
Well, the thing is, they dropped all my bylines when I stopped writing for them forever ago.
Yes,
which is just fine as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Uncle Rob's work over on Mysterious Universe is no longer credited to him, but it's whatever. And
that I don't care at all.
No, they had a huge changeover of staff, I'm sure. So
that's fine.
Whatever.
That's not sour grapes at all. It's their place. They can do what they want with it. But I did write this article for them back then. And that became kind of a go-to. And then since then, excellent podcasts like Ryan Sprague's Somewhere in the Skies or Scott and Forrest, fucking astonishing legends, literally double astonishing, have approached me and totally asked permission to use the research. And of course, I gave them carte blanche, and then they took it and ran with it and, did their own work and did fantastic stuff. So I highly recommend finding, Somewhere in the Skies and Astonishing Legends and listening to their podcast, as well as another great resource that came out, I guess just a few years ago now, like in 2019, which is Oddball by Lindsay Kilbride, which is another fascinating, real deep dive that she did.
Oh, cool.
But about, 12 years ago, 10, or so when I started, researching this stuff and then finally wrote the story, it wasn't that big of a case, but it has since blown up. Not necessarily just because I put it out there, but I like to think I planted some of the seeds that helped the story grow into the phenomenon it is.
All right, man. Well, yeah, there it is. We are talking about the Betz Mystery Sphere Part 1. What is it? Hence, the mystery.
It is.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
In case you were wondering, it's a mystery sphere. We're not sure what it is.
What is it?
There you go.
I don't often have a title with a question mark. This deserves it.
Excellent. Well,
what the fuck are you, Mr. Spear?
I am excited to dive into this, but let's get started with this bizarre, allegedly self-propelled metallic orb was discovered by members of the Betz family in the mid-1970s and rapidly became an object of fascination, controversy, and alarm for scientists, military officials, and ufologists, as the story of this mystery sphere spread like wildfire through the media, with some suggesting that this seemingly innocuous object might be an alien artifact.
Hot damn.
Did I draw artifact out long enough?
You did.
Artifact.
No, I'm in now.
Okay, good.
You are
cool.
literally on the next episode of Ancient Aliens. Right now. That's it. You earned a spot.
I kind of got the hair for. I'm going to apologize preemptively. I'm having issues with my tooth. As you both know, it dries out.
It dries out.
So I'm just going to put it out there. It bugs the shit out of me. No one probably notices it but me.
Teeth
we
dicks.
need to get this thing corrected soon.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, Robert, without further ado, we got a mystery here. We got the Betz mystery sphere.
Yes, we do.
Let's do this.
On May 27th, 1974, Terry Matthew Betz, a 21-year-old pre-med student, along with his mother Jerry and his merchant seaman father, merchant seaman,
Dude, that's dope.
father Antoine, I love that name, and another unnamed female family member were inspecting the damage caused by a brush fire that had raged across an 88-acre swath of woodland that they had recently acquired on marshy Fort George Island, which is nestled just 23 miles east of Jacksonville, Florida. I've never been there, but I hear it's a pleasant place.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, definitely. At first, the trio found nothing out of the ordinary. But before their expedition was over, they stumbled across a peculiar metallic orb that was just 8 inches in diameter. Trees had been twisted above where the globe was found, almost as if something had come scorching down through the limbs. The only delineating marks that the four could find on the object were a series of minute scratches, as if the thing had rolled around on concrete, and an elongated triangular shape was stamped onto its surface. Its origins were a total mystery. Perplexed, Terry and his parents wondered whether or not they might have stumbled across some kind of downed NASA or perhaps even Soviet satellite. Perhaps they even speculated that the friction-induced heat of this object plummeting from its orbit might have had something to do with the fire that had ravaged the property. But none of them could find any signs of an impact crater, nor any sign of collision or heat damage on the gleaming metal globe. The trio then surmised that it might be an old-fashioned cannonball which someone had silver-plated, perhaps even a relic from the New World conquistadors.
Dude, cannonball. That's a pretty good guess right there. Like that right there, boys, a goddamn cannonball.
A gilded cannonball. I mean, I don't know if that's a pretty good guess. There are a lot of other easier guesses, but what the hell?
Dude, go for a cannonball. When in doubt, cannonball.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Okay.
Intrigued by this extraordinary find, Terry decided to heft the 20-something pound bowling ball-sized sphere into his family's massive castle-like home, where he showed the unusual object to his 12-year-old brother, Wayne. He was intrigued and baffled by this enigmatic orb, as was the rest of his family, which consisted of 4 other children, most of whom were evidently old enough to be out on their own, as only Terry, Robin, and Wayne are significantly mentioned in published reports. So I don't know all the kids' names, but maybe they don't even want to be known, to be fair.
All right.
The young medical student, that's Terry again, the 21-year-old who found the ball, then placed his strange prize on a window seat in his bedroom, and there the anomalous object remained, virtually forgotten, until approximately 2 weeks later, when Terry decided to entertain his friend, Teresa Frazier, with an impromptu guitar recital in his room. And that's either going to get you laid or definitely not.
Dude, is he shredding?
I don't know.
Is
because
he just
if he's tearing it up, but this is like 74. This could be Manilow-esque.
You could shred in this.
You could be doing Deep Purple shit, granted.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely, but
if he's, I mean, I don't know if it's acoustic or if he plugged in the amp and he's like, fucking, let's rip this up, Teresa.
If he starts doing like James Taylor.
Throw your panties on the bedpost because fucking it's done. I'm going to rock. Or is it like just like the ballad of like folksy bullshit from 74 that's going to either, I guess,
it could be.
You know, a hippie chick swoon maybe, but the rest of the world like be like, oh, the time.
Nah, you gotta play.
Look at the time.
You gotta play some fucking Sabbath riffs, dude. Just
you'd hope.
Yeah, dude.
Well, he's not trying to fuck you, Mark. There's a key difference there.
All right. In all honesty, if you do try to fuck me, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Play some Sabbath riffs. I'm yours.
All right. So again, this impromptu recital elicited some decidedly unusual reactions from the enigmatic orb. According to Terry's report to the Associated Press, moments after he began tuning his guitar, the metallic ball started to, quote, vibrate like a tuning fork, end quote, and began emitting a curious throbbing sound in response to certain notes. This sound was accompanied by an inaudible, at least to human ears, sound that deeply disturbed the Betz's pet poodle. Days later, in the April 5th, 1974 edition of the Palm Beach Post, Jerry Betz was quoted as saying, "There must be high-frequency waves coming from it. When we put the poodle beside the ball, she whimpers and puts her paws over her ears."
Oh, keep that Dogans away from the fucking cannonball, dude.
What's it doing?
Ain't no cannonball.
Dude, if you just put the dog next to it, it's like, arr, arr, and it's doing one of those, like, that's a bad sign.
That's how the conquistadors thwarted the dog armies.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that part in history.
Terrible sound. And they're
Shit.
cannonballs.
All right, man, we'll get that goddamn dog out of there, man. Come on.
In the days that followed the orb's canine ear-piercing performance, the Betz family began to notice some of the sphere's other peculiar attributes. They observed that when the orb was pushed across the floor, it would stop, vibrate for a moment, change direction, often more than once, and invariably return to whoever first rolled it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, mystery ball.
No, get this thing out of your house, dude.
No, it's fascinating. We had one down here, like a little Roomba rolling around constantly.
Probably full of mercury.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, maybe.
We can't expose ourselves to all right, never mind.
Fair enough.
Hypothetical, never mind.
Okay, all right, sure. If you want to be safety, Merc. Safety, Merc.
Right.
I don't know.
Trying to keep you guys alive, all right?
I appreciate it.
Keeping this fucking ball away from you.
In one unprecedented circumstance, it rolled for 12 minutes straight without a single pause. 12 fucking minutes.
Wow.
That's gravity defying.
Did it just go into a wall and go backwards or something?
I'm assuming. They're saying that it got to, well, we'll find out, but it goes places, comes back, goes to other places.
All right.
Some skeptics say there's reasons.
Okay.
Others are like, 12 minutes is a long fucking time, yo.
Okay.
I might be in the latter camp.
All right.
In an article also published on April 15th in the St. Petersburg Times, Navy spokesman Chief Petty Officer Chris Berninger. Yeah, I always want to say Behringer, like Tom Berenger, but it's Berninger. I'm going to go with Berninger.
I like it.
Claimed that the ball's uncanny maneuvering abilities were due to the fact that the sphere was perfectly balanced and the Betz home had uneven stone floors. But that was just one of the object's astonishing properties. Terry and his family soon realized that the sphere, in defiance of all logic, appeared to be responsive to weather conditions, becoming noticeably more active on bright days as opposed to overcast ones, as if it were being directly affected by the solar energy. Although it was clearly influenced by sunlight, the sphere did not register any obvious changes when exposed to direct heat or infrared light. Experiments.
Okay.
Science, be about it. The steel globe would also sporadically vibrate at a low frequency as if a quote-unquote motor were running inside of it, and just as intriguingly, had just one relatively small, intensely magnetic spot on its surface. So that's fucking weird. I mean, I think a steel ball would be magnetic pretty much everywhere to magnets. Being no expert on any subject whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. So something in its core must be magnetic, I'm assuming, but you'd think it would affect the entire thing.
That's going to play in a little more because there's going to be a little more of a sciencey
like
inspection.
Rod, maybe, then maybe not.
We should crack this thing open.
That's what everyone wants to do.
Suck all the mercury out of it.
Except, maybe that's a bad idea, but we'll be getting to that too.
All right, we'll see.
Terry, displaying the kind of inquisitive instincts that all students of science ought, began to conduct a series of homespun experiments on the object. His initial effort was rudimentary, consisting of tapping the orb with a hammer, which resulted in a distinctly bell-like ringing sound. But it wouldn't be until he placed the object on the flat glass surface of his mother's coffee table that things would get really interesting. In one experiment after another, the smooth sphere would consistently roll right to the precipice of the glass surface, pause, and then reverse its direction, only to stop again at the opposite edge and repeat the maneuver. Some fucked up shit.
It's got like spatial awareness.
Okay, possible detection.
Possible.
Oh,
possible spatial detection.
Oh.
It can detect.
Maybe.
Does it want blood?
Remains to be seen.
Okay.
Oh, we'll see.
The Betz family began considering the possibility they were harboring a vampire.
Yeah, dude, it's a vampire ball.
There it is. Clearly done. Solved. Pot over.
Vampire ball.
Shortest two-part saga ever.
Mark wins.
The Betz family began considering the possibility that this object was equipped with a sophisticated guidance system or was perhaps being intelligently controlled either from within or by some enigmatic external force.
It's got like a little pilot.
Remote control or baby little pilots, like
little tiny pilot.
little tiny baby pilots, like little aliens,
baby.
like the Micronauts.
That'd be adorable.
Or a little robot pilot
Oh.
that can live in a ball and not worry about mercury or not
maybe.
breathing. Little baby robot pilot.
Okay. All right. This is going
It
place.
seems more like it's a round tricorder.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
All right. I like
do
that.
a bunch of shit, but
Okay.
it just looks like a sphere.
All right. Well,
We'll see if it heals the dead.
or if it,
Or the sick, I guess.
or if it
Tricorders don't heal the
requires
dead, but-
blood. We'll see.
The family decided that the evidently gyroscopic sphere almost certainly appeared to be striving to get safely, to the ground. An even more bizarre event occurred when one of the family members decided to slant the table at an upwards angle and the orb began to spin up the incline using its own momentum. This seemingly impossible defiance of the laws of gravity left the Betz tribe thoroughly puzzled. All present realized, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that what they were dealing with was no ordinary steel-plated cannonball, because that shit does not roll upwards. While there's no overt connection between the cases, it's worth noting that just a few years earlier, in the summer of 1972, a similar mystery object plagued a group of teens who repeatedly managed to capture and lose a small, self-propelled, evidently intelligent guided device over a vexing 4-week period in the Kira area of Kochi City, Japan. The strange device came to be known as the Kira UFO, which, of course, you can learn all about in episode 134 of the Cryptonaut podcast, The Bizarre Case of the Kira UFO, which also, by the way, inspired our fucking Miniature Corpse Crew black metal homage shirt. That's another, just selling things hard. But anyway, the Kira UFO is one of my all-time favorites, and if you find this one interesting at all and you haven't heard that one yet, go back. Because it's fun.
That was that cool little ship that had all like the hieroglyphics on it, right?
Yeah, it had like, and there's pictures of it, and it
Yeah.
looked like a weird salt shaker, sort of.
Like a weird, like a cool hat.
But these Japanese
Cool
kids
metal
kept
hat.
capturing it and it kept getting away.
And that's where the goo came out of the side, like, oh, someone's dead. Miniature Corpse Goo.
Miniature Corpse
There
Goo.
it is. All right. That shirt's available at hellerspace.com, I think.
I hope.
I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Why would we take it down?
We've taken down old designs. I don't think.
Sold 3.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I
Could
think.
that be a reason? Could that
Miniature
justify it?
Well, I mean, grab it now before we take it down.
Yeah, I know. Grab it while it's hot.
There you go.
As if to further indicate that the sphere may have been harboring something, or even more intriguingly, someone sensitive within it, it seemed to resist all attempts at being shaken by its human handlers. I don't know how it did this. I don't know if it buzzed you. I don't know what happened, but it didn't like it, evidently.
Man, like a little static shock.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually, she does say something here. In the April 16th, 1974 edition of Lodi, California's New Sentinel, Jerry stated, "If you shake the ball vigorously, then place it on the ground, it feels just like a huge Mexican jumping bean, which is trying to get away from you."
Huh.
All right, so that's interesting. It's like literally got like an escape mechanism. Like, don't fucking do that. I'm sensitive.
Okay.
I've got sensitive tech in me, or whatever the fuck.
Or the pilot is all fucked up in there.
Oh, that would
He's
suck.
just trying to steer the shit away.
Jesus
trying to
Christ.
get it out of there. All right.
After days of watching the sphere perform these incredible feats, the Betz family decided that it was time to go public and try to find out just what it was that they had in their possession. The first call that Jerry Betz made was to the local Jacksonville Journal. The Journal was intrigued by their story. 1976 was, after all, near the peak of the halcyon days of paranormal research, and they sent out a seasoned photographer, Lon Enger, to get the story and snap a few pictures. The skeptical Enger dutifully accepted the assignment, but secretly feared he might be stepping into a den of crackpots.
Oh, no.
He would abandon that theory soon enough. When Enger arrived at the Betz home, he was eagerly greeted by Jerry, who wasted no time in presenting him with the sphere. Enger described the moment for the April 12th edition of the St. Petersburg Times, stating, "I'm leery of this kind of thing. When I got there, Mrs. Betz said, 'You won't believe this if you don't see it.' That was when the matriarch of the Betz clan instructed the still dubious Enger to give the ball a little shove across the floor." Here is the event in Enger's own words, or Enger. I know I keep switching. I'm going to go with Enger. His own words. "She told me to put it on the floor and give it a push. It rolled a ways and stopped. So what? She said, just wait a minute. It turned by itself and rolled to the right about 4 feet. It stopped. Then it turned again and rolled to the left about 8 feet, made a big arc and came back right to my feet, end quote. Enger examined the steel ball intently and, like the Betz family before him, could find no seams and no indication of a manufacturer on the surface, save for the puzzling triangular symbol stamped on its side. As soon as the now converted photographer relayed his fantastic story to his editor, the paper wasted no time in publishing his account, and within days, a worldwide media firestorm was ignited. Reporters from such prestigious publications as the New York Times, the London Daily, and dozens of other papers, as well as additional radio and television reporters, called or traveled down to Fort George Island to see the mystery sphere and its unusual antics with their own eyes. But it wasn't just journalists whose curiosity was piqued by this strange case. The scientific and military communities were also clamoring for a good look at this unusual object. Representatives of the U.S. Marine Corps and NASA, evidently intrigued by the voluminous press reports, contacted the Betz family, as did members of the Aerial Phenomenon Research Organization, APRO, and the National Investigation Committee on Aerial Phenomenon, or NICAP, both very credible and established scientific ufology groups, which published its mostly skeptical findings, this is NICAP, in the May 1974 edition of its newsletter, The UFO Investigator. The visitors often arrived skeptical, but almost universally left both impressed and perplexed by the sphere's bizarre abilities. A U.S. Marine spokesman even went so far as to admit on television that the ball had behaved strangely in his presence and conceded that he was unable to explain its origin. An official press release issued by the Marines publicly stated that the ball was not the property of the United States government.
So they actually had to come out and say, this is not ours.
Yes, it's not a satellite. It's not a Sputnik-like device. It's not, a anti-goblin cannonball, even though you'd think they would have developed that by now.
Yeah, no. If Patreon's taught us nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay.
To the chagrin of scores of scientists and military officers, the sphere remained firmly entrenched in the Betz home. Jerry even considered insuring the ball with the legendary insurer Lloyd's of London. But as the almost unbearably hectic scene surrounding the globe started to become almost routine for the harried family, things suddenly took a decided turn toward the weird, forcing the family to wonder if this outwardly innocuous orb might be capable of channeling and unleashing unearthly supernatural forces.
Oh shit, it's a gate to hell?
No, this is completely, that's how the movie is. Oh, you get the nice thing.
Yeah.
It's doing tricks. Maybe friends come over, make some fucking side loot, and all of a sudden...
It is like early Spielberg. It's poltergeist as shit. Yeah. Starts off all thrilling, like little Carol Ann slides across the kitchen.
Right.
Mom's, she gets the football helmet on. Dad's a little perturbed. They ask the neighbors. They're like, oh, what do you mean weird?
Yeah,
and then
voices, shadows,
take a dark
noises,
turn.
Corpses.
Yeah.
A giant fucking demon in your hallway.
The tree.
Goop.
You say goop?
Goop from the other world.
Oh, I thought you meant goop like what Gwyneth Paltrow's company, Goop, where they had those eggs and shit. You know.
He's talking ectoplasm.
Okay, gotcha. No, I'm there. I'm there. Giant tree, dude. Giant tree. Remember?
Giant tree?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the tree came to life. That's one of the scariest scenes.
Yeah.
The tree and the clown are the worst part. And, of course, the pool full of corpses. We could go on and on. Poltergeist is probably my favorite ghost movie. I mean, I love The Changeling. That's scary as shit. If you haven't seen it, George C. Scott, early 80s, check it out. It's really creepy. It'll get under your skin. In terms of haunted houses, that's probably the eeriest. But in terms of just nonstop onslaught, 80s action fun.
Right.
Peyton and I went to see the 40th anniversary or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Just, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. It was fantastic. Or a couple years ago. I don't know, a year ago. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, dude. Fucking batteries not included, dude.
But Chris is right to invoke the poltergeist.
Okay.
Because that's a little foreshadowing
of
what's about to happen. Jerry Betz reported that in the dead of night, she and her family had begun to hear strange organ-like music wafting through their cavernous abode, even though there was no such instrument in their home. As if that weren't unnerving enough, it was then that their sanctuary was invaded by a poltergeist-like force that would slam doors at all hours of the day and night.
So it comes with its own creepy music.
Yeah, it's got its own score.
I don't know
Why
what that
not?
is, but yeah.
I mean, I would hope John Carpenter composed it in his prime.
Oh, or what about shit? I'm trying to think. Zombie.
Goblin.
I'm sorry, Goblin. Yeah, Jesus, if Goblin was there doing the score.
That'd be great. Or maybe whoever did the score for Phantasm. That's an unnerving series of sounds and tuning forks that would be appropriate.
Oh, a lot of good minimal shit is.
Yeah,
I love it too. I don't know if it's because that's where we grew up and that's what hit us when we were young, but I agree that super minimal Carpenter-esque stuff, Goblin-esque stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
The most powerful.
Phantasm, dude. Metal balls. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, is this the ball looking for the knife part?
Oh, it could be. Yeah.
It doesn't have one.
I don't think
that's what they do.
I don't think it pulls a switchblade on anyone. Spoiler alert.
All right. Well, we'll see.
It's an injured one.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's why it's kind of jacked up.
It got dented. Yeah. Okay.
That having been said, there are those who allege that the eerie castle-like structure that housed the Betz family had a history of being haunted before the discovery of the peculiar sphere. So I don't know. I can't really attribute that to anything. I've just read it in like some random shit.
So
that they said, no, the Betz house, the Betz castle has been haunted since a time immemorial.
So the ghosts were already there?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, who the fuck knows? I don't know.
All right.
As I write here, though I could find little to corroborate that assertion, ghost stories and old spooky houses are an easy combo to imagine being true. For their part, the Betz family claimed that they weren't afraid of the poltergeist activity. This new development did cause concern for Antoine and Jerry, who decided that it was high time they got to the bottom of this mystery, if mostly for the sake of their children, especially 12-year-old Wayne.
Oh,
that's a young
Wayne.
age to be bothered by mystery spheres and poltergeist.
Yeah, it's a lot for little Wayne to handle.
To help them achieve that goal, the Betz family finally agreed to relinquish the orbicular object to the scientists posted at the Cecil Field Naval Station. I don't know, I read that so slow, in the hopes that they could identify the sphere or at least explain its extraordinary abilities and apparent paranormal propensities. Jerry insisted on a contract that stated that the Navy could retain possession of the ball for 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. That's all you get.
All right.
Then it had to be returned to the family. The initial efforts of Navy metallurgists were met with dead ends, as the X-ray machines at Cecil Field were not strong enough to penetrate the orb. According to Navy spokesperson CPO Chris Berninger, again with Chris Berninger, that fucking name, our first X-ray attempts got us nowhere. We're going to use a more powerful machine on it and also run spectrograph tests to determine what the metal is made of. There's certainly something odd about it." End quote. Eventually, scientists and more powerful devices at the Jacksonville Naval Air Station were able to determine that the shell of the orb was approximately 1/2 inch thick and made of stainless steel, specifically magnetic ferrous alloy number 431. This alloy is magnetic, nickel-bearing, martinistic stainless steel, a type of stainless steel alloy that has a martensite. God damn it, me and words.
It's okay.
I've only been, this is like the 300th fucking time.
Dude.
I've read.
Fucking martensite, bro.
Martensite.
Yeah, martensite.
You think I'd do the work beforehand? You think I'd put a little effort in, learn how to pronounce? Sometimes, as you guys know, but the people listening to the pod don't, is I'll put in parentheticals a phonetic pronunciation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that a lot when it comes to like French names and shit. But in this case, I thought, no, I got martensite. Got this on lockdown.
It's okay.
Martensite. And I had a fucking complete stroke.
It's okay, man. You did it. Stainless steel, we're doing.
Martensite crystal structure that is known for its strength and durability, designed for heat treatment to the highest mechanical properties and corrosion resistance. We all understand now what alloy 431 is.
Yeah, and stainless steel is notoriously not magnetic.
I didn't know that.
That's how you check it. Yeah, you use a magnet to see if it's... Well, I mean, I'm talking nuts and bolts, though. You know, they're like the shit that we use at work. If we have to go underwater or like in a sewer, it's all stainless.
See, if you had asked me, I would have thought like all metal is magnetic. But again, I'm not an engineer, structural or otherwise. I don't know shit about metal. I mean, I know aluminum foil isn't really, is it? And again, I can't remember the last time I put magnets on fucking a sandwich.
I don't believe.
So how the fuck do I?
Right.
Nor do I pack shit like for school anymore. So this is the wrong group of men to ask about this. I'm reporting the facts, if indeed they are facts, as they were reported out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to know stainless steel is not usually magnetic. So, okay. The Navy team's powerful 300 kV X-ray also discovered 2 round objects inside the sphere surrounded by a halo, that's a quote, made of a material with an unusual density. They also noted that the sphere displayed 4 different magnetic poles, 2 positive and 2 negative, which were not concentric. So again, I don't know why they're magnetic. I don't understand any of it, but there it is.
Oh, okay.
The Navy also concluded that while the 8-inch, 22-pound orb was intensely magnetic, it did not show signs of radioactivity and did not, appear to be explosive. It was found to be perfectly balanced, though Hynek, that's J. Allen Hynek.
Oh,
we're going to get a little visit from him later.
Okay.
Based on his own personal observations, would in a later radio interview suggest that its balance was less than precise.
Oh.
Table Hynek for now.
Okay, and real quick, I'm gonna circle back here to the stainless, the whole stainless steel magnetic thing. Okay, 304 stainless steel is not magnetic. Other stainless steel can be magnetic. Just putting it out there because we're going to get emails. People are going to be like, you don't know fucking shit about stainless steel. I've been selling stainless steel for 73 goddamn years at Home Depot, even though it was long before Home Depot was around. So
that's fair.
Just so happens.
We do not want those emails.
No, we do not.
We don't require them. Let's openly admit we don't know shit about metal.
No.
It's manufacturing, its properties.
Yeah, no. I just know that
what cars used to be made of.
Generally will use stainless because it's corrosive resistant, especially in water. And to see, we'll use a magnet and be like, no.
Good for Ginsu knives.
Oh, Ginsu knives.
No, stainless is dope.
The lost art.
Yeah.
Oh, Cutco. It's a cult.
Cut through a can. Cut through anything.
There you go.
Cut through your dreams. Cut through your hopes.
Oh, cut through the Betz sphere.
Wow.
Okay.
Probably.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if they ever did battle.
Dude. Fucking tape a knife to this thing.
It's a new video game coming out.
Yeah. Nice.
At this point, according to the aforementioned Lindsay Kilbride's exhaustive 5-part series on the phenomenon, Oddball, Jerry, on the day the sphere was to be returned by the Navy, received a phone call from a Navy representative asking to speak to Officer Berninger, who was bringing the ball back. As he had not yet arrived, the representative asked if Berninger, God damn it, I'm just never going to say the name twice the same, could call as soon as he got there. She dutifully took down the number. The officer arrived soon after, handed over the ball, and called the base. After what Jerry reported to be a very tense and serious conversation wherein the officer was clearly speaking to an officer of higher rank, the naval man turned and, one supposes sheepishly, asked if he could once again have the ball as the Navy required it.
Oh, no, dude. No takesies backsies, dude.
That's what happens.
When you get there and your boss calls, he's like, get that goddamn sphere out of that fucking house right now.
Why did we not develop cell phones earlier?
Dude, imagine that. Someone call. Oh, my God. That's so crazy.
And it wasn't that long ago. You got to turn after you hand it to somebody.
Yeah, you got to be like, so my boss called. I'm going to need this back. And she's probably like, fuck you.
So I obviously listened to the Oddball podcast, which is really fascinating. Again, another one, just like the Astonishing Legends ones and the one by Ryan Sprague. You should check that out if you're interested in this. Kilbride does a really good deep dive, and she has recordings. This is just a fun little off story that were recorded by reporters and radio, reporters and different people at the time, of interviews with the primary witnesses, the Betz family. And she goes, and here's a phone interview that somebody did with like Jerry Betz, and then adds, totally indicating how generationally removed she is from us. I guess this is what phones sounded like at the time. And there was like a click and half a dial tone and a little buzz. And then somebody came on the phone. And it was just like, what it was, well, been the like mystery of building a pyramid.
That's
awesome.
Like,
right. The fuck sounds are these useless cavalcade. But that's the shit you just got used to. If she had heard a rotary dial working, she might have gone nuts.
Oh my God. That was, I remember my parents' big giant rotary dial. And then you hit the wrong number and you got to start all over.
It's always like the fucking 7th number too.
Yeah,
you're like at the tail end of the number, because Goo has one for retro shits. My sister, who we pod in her basement, and so my little 5-year-old nephew just turned 5. Liam likes to play with it, but he will always fuck up a number eventually because it is a giant rotary dial that weighs 37 fucking pounds.
Yep.
And he's a little kid. You're remembering a lot of numbers because you have to throw area codes in there now.
Dude,
so he can remember the numbers, but after a while, you're just like, and you got to wait for it to go all the way back. Like, you need the patience of a fucking saint.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was commonplace. The calluses people used to have.
Dude, we lived through it all, man. We did. We you know what? We made it.
Aesthetically, I still love them, but functionally, they can go fuck themselves.
No, they're fucking terrible.
Yeah. And you're not even guaranteed to get the person you want to talk to.
Never.
You have to go through the parent.
Can I talk to?
Is Billy there?
Can I talk to Angela, please?
Oh yeah, you had to, especially if you're calling a girl. The best polite voice. May I respectfully speak to your virginal daughter? Could Ashley come to the phone and exchange homework ideas with me?
Kids nowadays don't have to talk to parents. When
no.
we were younger, that was the whole thing. Like, it's like, hi, this is Mark. Can I please talk? Is Angela there? Can I talk to her? Who's Mark? Mark who? I'm like, fuck. Here we go. She didn't tell her dad about
resume,
me.
the whole nine yards. You got to come in and meet the parents?
Yeah, I'm Mark Stores. Hi. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
What college is you planning on attending? I actually got that question.
None. I'm going to be a podcaster. Yeah. Shut up.
I'm going to talk about monsters in my middle age.
My friends, we're all old. We're going to talk about monsters.
Yeah.
We're going to hang out. We're going to love it. And I'm going to drink bourbon. It's going to be great. You don't even know how happy I'll be.
People are going to listen to us. No one gives a fuck about you.
Yeah, they're going to buy our t-shirts, even weird ones about black metal and UFOs. You don't even know what's going on, Mr. Moffat.
Oh, man.
Well, you need this phone soon. I'm just going to send dick pics, and you can't stop it, Henry.
I'm going to send dick pics. Oh, no. That's the downfall of the cell phone is the dick pic.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
I'm so fucking glad I never got into that.
Different times.
Thank God.
Well, we were too old.
Yeah, we were already too old for dick pics.
It's not excusing the youth.
No.
It's like...
I was already in a relationship, and I'm not. My wife doesn't want to see it on her phone.
Yeah,
so
why would you want that as an introduction?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Like,
hey,
hey, do you want to hang out? You want to do something? What's going on Tuesday? Whatever the fuck you could say.
Like, here's my dick.
Here's my dick. Yeah,
I guess you can put all that information on the deck.
You could. I mean, if you got enough dick to put that much info, then
my
you're probably
small print.
You're working from a successful standpoint already.
Want to play Fortnite? Why'd you put it on your deck? Send it to
me. I'm just making use of the dick pic, dude. I got a lot of room down here, boys. Got to put a lot of information. Is that a graph on your? Is there a tweet embedded on your dick pic? Oh my God, unbelievable!
I like to keep the Venn diagrams from balls.
All right, well let's get
ball space.
Let's get back to the Betz mystery sphere.
Oh yeah, digression.
I love it.
So where we left off was Jerry and the naval officer whose name I hate pronouncing, Berninger. Were discussing whether or not she was going to return the mystery sphere because the boss just said, hey, fuck nuts.
Yep.
We need it back.
Bring it back.
You brought it too soon, even though you were ordered to, and that was your job, and you drove I don't know how many fucking miles.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Tom Berenger.
Why they needed it was never specified. Was there something in the data that the military scientists had initially missed that caused them to request the spear's return, or was there some other development that compelled them to want to further study the ball? If Berninger knew, he wasn't talking. Despite their request, Jerry, with admirable moxie, steadfastly refused, later giving her reason to the press, quote, I told them we expected a comprehensive report in 2 weeks, and if it can't be identified as government property, it is to be returned to us.
She's holding them responsible.
Accountable.
I love it. Yeah.
I do too. Very fucking cool.
Fuck your black budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, DARPA.
Yeah, guess what?
Stick it.
Yeah. You guys got time. You got manpower. You got time. You got our goddamn hard-earned taxpayer money. Guess what? Use it. Put it to good use. Figure out the fuck the spear is. Oh, you didn't? Too bad.
When was it that you couldn't get away with that anymore?
You did, and that's why you want it back.
Yeah. That's true.
True. Yeah, all right, fine. You die on that hill. I hope Jerry fucking holds strong here.
She does.
Okay, good.
In all fairness. But there are some nefarious people that might be afoot.
Oh, no.
That's foreshadowing. We're going to get into that more.
It's obvious it's headed
part.
In a way. So,
yeah.
Okay, I thought it was going to end.
And you know what? You're not gonna expect the suspects.
Oh, okay.
Or are you?
Oh, dun dun dun.
I mean, if you read about it before or heard the other podcast, yes, you will.
All right, Tom Berenger here.
But if you're new to this,
okay.
Wow.
All right, wow.
Shocker.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
The fact of the matter is that both the Marines and the Navy denied ownership of the device. And this is significant, especially in light of the fact that in the years that would follow, there would be numerous investigators who would suggest that the object might have been a sea bottom marker. which were used to assist missile launching submarines by giving them stable points of reference for ballistic calculations. According to Ronald Story, quote, the Navy's failure to identify it could be due to need-to-know restrictions related to the classified devices, end quote. So if it was one of those, people that observed it might not have known what they were. Though, I mean, that seems a little shady because you'd think you'd want people to recognize it well enough to keep it out of civilian hands, and why a sea bottom marker would end up in a fucking field in Florida in a marsh. Yeah, is anyone's guess. And again, in the next pod, we are definitely going to get into different ideas and different debunkers' theories that in many ways have been debunked themselves. But table all that for now.
Okay, cool. Who debunks?
Sea bottom marker. Who debunks the debunker?
Yeah, Rob does.
That's right, bitches.
Chris is going to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He already did.
All right.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'm in.
Cool.
The flaw in this theory, this is the sea bottom marker theory, resides in the fact that even if Berninger and his team did not have top secret clearance, the hoopla surrounding the discovery of this orb, not to mention the reams of paperwork that would have been necessary to conduct these experiments with Navy personnel, would have surely set off some kind of alarm in clandestine circles. The Betz family had already agreed to give up the device if it proved to be military property, and it would have taken very little effort on the Navy's part to keep the sphere in their possession if the technology were so sensitive. So I'm not saying it guarantees there wasn't a fuck up at the old Jacksonville, naval complex, but it seems pretty unlikely to me.
All right.
Though the Navy made good eventually on their promise to return the sphere, lingering questions remain as to the origin and identity of the odd object. At this point, the Betz family began to seriously consider the possibility that they were in possession of genuine extraterrestrial technology, or a quote-unquote alien bugging device, as some of the neighbors dubbed it. According to Jerry, quote, if no other explanation can be found, that's as logical as any. Who could say what's on another planet? Even speculations have been proven wrong. The Navy says what it isn't. They say it isn't an explosive. So we still want to know what it is. In an interview turned up by Kilbride for her podcast, Jerry stated, I believe there's evidence that we have something from a UFO on our hands. There are circumstances surrounding the object that make me feel it has some properties that scientists aren't familiar with. Kilbride would go on to state that Jerry, a well-respected community leader and entrepreneur who was not prone to flights of fancy and definitely put her reputation on the line when coming forward, had come to the conclusion that the Navy was hiding something from the public for security reasons, claiming, quote, and this is Jerry talking, they know more than they're saying. The secret, we would come to find out, was potentially and literally earth-shattering in its implications.
Oh, shit.
Berninger. God damn you, Officer Berninger.
Every time.
Yeah, I can't do it. If I'm reading it like 3 times in a row, I feel like I've got it. And then it pops up again. It's like, Berninger. I'm like the sweetest fucking chef.
Berninger.
All right, so Berninger, of course.
Aren't they at the gates? Calm down.
Was hesitant to even entertain the extraterrestrial origin hypothesis, stating in an April 15th publication of the Palm Beach Post, I don't know who manufactured it, but I say it came from Earth. We do know that it's not explosive and presents no hazard, end quote. As assured as the officers, fuck it, I'm not saying it again, words seem to be, this opinion regarding the supposed safety and terrestrial origin of the sphere would not be shared by other scientists who tested the anomalous steel ball. The first of these men of science would represent the frankly insidious-sounding Omega-1 Institute.
Whoa, that's
a
1974 fucking scientific institution right out of a fucking Bond villain's handbook.
Dude, that's like some MK Ultra shit. They're like definitely have like weird kids like telepathy
strapped to
shit.
Fucking headgear and weird shit.
Like Weapon X stuff. Okay.
And the results of his tests would indicate not only that the object was potentially explosive, but that it might actually be a genuine doomsday device of extraterrestrial origin.
So it's totally not explosive, but is possibly world-ending.
Yeah,
from another report.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess that's
Okay.
the thing. There it is.
There it is. It's one or the other.
Okay.
And it's pretty extreme.
It's
never blow up ever under any circumstance. Blow up everything for all time, period.
it's not a it's
Those are the only two options.
it is
right.
not a bomb, it is a nuke.
It is
Okay.
the worst bomb. No, it's a super nuke.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
an earth breaker.
Okay. All right, sweet.
But we'll deal with that subject next week,
Oh shit.
as well as the arrival of esteemed ufologist and Center for UFO Studies, that's QFOS founder, Dr. J. Allen Hynek,
He's coming back?
who got involved
Yeah.
in the Betz mystery sphere case where he uncharacteristically became embroiled in the controversy surrounding this potentially destructive device's mysterious disappearance.
Of course he did.
Shit, we got Jay Allen coming up next week. Mr. Hynek, hell yeah. Betz Mystery Sphere Part 1. What is it?
What is it?
We don't know.
I mean, is it a goblin ball? Is it poltergeist, a conduit thing, like a planchette, but working on a whole different level, like a global rolling?
I mean,
Is it an alien fucking artifact,
well,
like
I mean,
we said?
you know, this being a Part 1, we're going to need some time to kind of properly get some theories together here. But what is really interesting is that the military clearly is taking notice of this, and they're checking it out, and they're being real fucking shady about it.
Yes.
So that makes me think like, okay, I would go towards this is something that's not theirs, like possible, like extraterrestrial. They're like, oh shit, what is this thing? And then they're probably in one of those positions where they can't actually take ownership of it. They can't just be like, no, it's a national security thing. This is ours, because the media is already over it.
Right.
So with all the eyes on it, all the journalists and the photographers and reporters, you know, what are you going to do? Step in and be like, yeah, no, this shit's ours. Take it and then like leave. People are going to be like, what the fuck was that?
I mean, a simpler way of doing that would have simply been to say, it is a military device. You found it. Thank you very much. You're good citizens, loyal patriots.
Well, right. That's what I was thinking.
Here's a handshake and a 5-spot and fucking move on.
Right.
They could have easily done that.
Yeah.
Now, maybe there were still people. I'm not saying there aren't people of integrity in the military now. I'm absolutely not saying that. I know bunches of them. But what I am saying is that maybe back then, like the rule of law meant something more
Right.
in terms of what black budget projects and other things like that are, you know, allowed to do and allowed to pull off. And maybe they were being more scrupulous, or maybe the people that happened to be involved were just, you know, low-level scientists at a local naval base, and they didn't have the capacity to understand really what it was that they're dealing with.
Okay.
Not that I know what the Omega -1 Institute is capable of, like
That
if they have super electron microscopes or whatever.
Just sounds bad.
So here's some of the things that we'll be dealing with as a little sneak peek.
Okay.
Obviously, the return of Hynek.
Yeah.
Some really shady things that you know are going to worry the Betz family. I don't want to give away too much. Other ideas of what debunkers and skeptics have suggested it might be. Some of them kind of plausible, others not so much. And then the ultimate whereabouts of the Betz mystery sphere, which is still part of the mystery, you know, but
It's still unfound.
well, there's layers. It's like an onion, an enigmatic onion.
Oh,
Let's make that a t-shirt.
Yeah, enigmatic onion.
The mysteries within the mysteries within the enigmas.
Oh man! All right, dope. Well, there it is. Stop back next week for the Betz Sphere Part 2. We still don't know what it is, but we're gonna figure it out. God damn it! I think by the end of this series, we're gonna have this thing crack this case.
Makes sense.
We've never cracked one before, but that's gonna be the one.
No, it seems we're due.
Yeah, this could be it.
This makes sense.
Okay.
That we'd be the one.
Dude, you're a musician. We could get this thing. You could just fucking serenade that thing. You could just shred on it.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we can see how it reacts.
You can do your dope Iron Maiden bass runs that you do.
Yeah, we can try that.
Yeah.
See what it does.
Play Joy of My Quest for Fire. No, I'm
yeah.
not playing that. Fuck you, Mark.
Not doing that one.
All right, dude, run to the hills. No, we're doing something that's a little bit more fun. All right, fine.
I can guarantee you one thing. If Teresa Frazier's in the room when Chris is playing, it's on.
Dude, if Krista's fucking ace is high and that thing opens up and it's a sweet Eddie inside.
Little Eddie.
Yeah.
Variant. Somewhere in time, Eddie.
Yeah, from the Funko Pops that I came close to buying, but you got one. I have to still hunt that down. The goddamn Funko Pops. Chase, there you have it. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Cryptonaut Podcast. Come back next week for Part 2, as I mentioned. Robert, do we have an idea of how many parts this will be?
Oh, you know, let me do it. Let me be bold.
Oh, no.
Can I be bold?
Oh.
7.
What?
No, I'm fucking around.
Oh,
I think.
yeah, I'm like,
I think we can get it done in 2.
I just Chris whimpered. Jesus, oh Jesus Christ!
No, I think we can get it done in 2.
Holy shit! Really?
I can't guarantee
3.
it.
All right, so 3.
Well, no, because you never know. Because while I'm doing these things, I always research more stuff. And while I did most of this research over a decade ago, I obviously re-upped. I listened to the new podcast, so I sort of cheated and let other people, like the great guys at Astonishing Legend and Oddball and other places, I picked up some of their resources and tried to always cite them. But that having been said, you never know what I'll stumble across. So if I stumble across some crazy new info and it demands a third part, I can't say no. I can't tell the Betz sphere no. Who am I?
I mean, you are Rob Morphy.
I'm a slave to the words, the research.
Okay. All right.
But Rob Morphy, as of now, says this is a 2-parter.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll possible 3. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
This is going to get us through Memorial Day.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. All right. Well, I think actually, if
I don't know, when is Memorial Day?
If it is a 2-parter, the last part I
2
believe would be coming out on Memorial Day, which is a great way to celebrate Memorial Day.
All right, then it's 100% going to get us through Memorial Day.
There it is.
I take that back.
All right, Robert, we have some Patreon shout-outs to do.
Fuck yes, we do.
Thank you to everyone that supports us over there at patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Be sure to get on that Discord after Rob does the announcements. I'm going to give the Discord event, but Robert, let's do these shout-outs. Good. Sir.
Greatest people in the world. Thank you for supporting us. And here's the newest batch. Wild-eyed curiosities.
Wide-eyed curiosities.
Not wild.
Nope, wide.
Jeez Louise.
Wide-eyed curiosities. Check them out on Instagram. They do super cool, like thrift stuff, all kinds of really found awesome, like band merch, really cool old t-shirts. Actually, I got a hold of this dude and I sold him some of my old merch.
Wow.
Yeah, which is super cool.
That's super dope.
Dude, he has an awesome collection of shit. Like, really cool shit.
I need like an old creator patch.
He definitely probably can get you one. But check them out on Instagram. Just, on the gram, type in wide-eyed curiosities.
Not wild.
Not wide.
That was a mistake of mine.
Wide-eyed curiosities. Thank you so very much. What up?
Wow. Campbell Richmond.
Thank you, Campbell.
I don't know what you do or where you do it, but I support you too.
Okay.
Tokyo Gas Attack. Too soon.
Pretty sure that's a band.
All right.
Positive.
Sure you rock.
It's a grind band from Texas, I'm pretty sure.
Excellent. Check them out.
Dude. There it is.
Corin Wiggin.
Hell yeah, Corin.
Brendan Gilligan.
What up, Brendan?
Rob's enigmatic entity. Jesus Christ. Word.
Chris is dying.
Enigmatic enemy?
I'm just watching my friend.
Oh, dude. I think Mark's taking over the Patreon. I don't know why I'm fading. I feel really good.
I'm watching Chris fade.
I'm killing Chris, but I always do. I'm the secret to his lack of success.
Oh God, you're killing Chris.
I know. That's why his immune system's fucked up.
God damn it, you did this.
I know. Chris is going to be gone for another month.
Jesus Christ.
Because I can't read.
I might be.
No.
Oh, no, I'm joking. Touching wood.
Oh,
joke.
Practice your words, guys. You can have Chris.
Oh,
you manifested. You fucking manifested his departure.
No, first off, you can't tulpa everything, Mark. So you got to put that notion aside.
Rob's enigmatic entity.
I only came up with the phrase. You'd think I would remember it occasionally.
All right, well, moving on.
But maybe he is my enigmatic enemy, and it was like a little Freudian slip because I know something. Secret.
Oh,
I don't.
True.
I really don't. I think he's pretty cool. Probably. Thank you for using that name.
You're like losing it. It's okay.
Hey, shut your fucking what? No,
it's okay. It's okay. I'm here for you.
Leslie Solomon.
Open my heart.
Thank you for being supportive.
Yes. Even
when Mark cannot be. Clearly.
Thank you, Leslie.
So Leslie, thank you for being there for me. I guess not everyone is.
Motherfucker. Damn it.
Nick Wilkes.
Thank you, Nick.
Dill the Yowie Hunter, all one word. Dill out there in the outback doing the fucking good work.
Hell yeah.
God's work.
Thank you, Dill.
I always love the Yowie because I don't know where the fuck it's hiding now. Obviously, first off, there's one thing I know about a Yowie, besides the fact that it like looks like a lot of other, anthropomorphic ape men from around the world, like Bigfoot or Yeti or whatever, even though there's distinct differences, Yaron.
Okay.
It's got big ass fangs.
Cool.
And there's almost no fucking way it's not a marsupial.
Okay.
Because everything else fucking down there has got that like atavistic fucking trend of being these great, cool, unique animals that did not evolve anywhere else. And so I'm pretty sure, even though I've never heard any evidence to confirm it, that the Yowie is a marsupial.
So has it got one of those pouches?
Has to.
You can jump in?
You would want to. You know how filthy those things? No, you don't want. And plus it would hurt the animal. It would hurt the babies in there. Don't jump in a pouch. Can't fit in a pouch.
No, not me.
Human pouch.
Oh.
Don't do the human. Well, no. Stop. No, don't even go down that. Because I could see the trail. I could see you forging down, and I'm like, I can't go there right now.
Am I your pouch? Closing it out, Robert, we have definitely not the Hat Man, which means, good sir, the Hat Man is currently supporting us, I believe, $5 a month.
The Hat Man.
On the Patreon. He's
Thank you
there.
for having so much faith in my reading abilities that you just took the fucking mic and ran.
I'm just going to do it for you.
Because I don't blame
it. No, it's cool.
I think we have to have a listener's vote. Should Mark start taking over the Patreon?
Oh, God, I can't. Dude, with my tooth situation.
Dude, I couldn't say enigmatic entity.
But my tooth. Tooth, dude.
Well, we'll pre-moisten the tooth.
I'm supposed to be getting the permanent one put in, man. I got to soak this thing in a gallon of water, and it's acrylic, and it fucks me up. Anyway, regardless, there it is. Thank you all so very much. That was a long-ass Patreon shout out right there. Patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Coming up, we have the Cryptonaut versus Humanoids card game. You can come play this on Friday, May 26th at 8:30 p.m. EST. It's a game similar to one you might be familiar with, but with custom cards based off of phrases from the podcast. Players beware, it's definitely not safe for work, so don't play this shit around your kids. Unless, of course, your kids are cool with it, then whatever, that's fine. We suggest playing with a beverage of choice in hand, so be sure to check that out. The Instas and the Twitters and the Facebook boys, we're there, we're doing it. We're hanging out, mostly just the gram.
Yeah.
Just the gram.
I still pop in on Facebook occasionally.
Give me a couple of days in the gram. The inbox gets super full, and then I got to go through and kind of get back to everybody. But thank you to everyone that's DM us there. We appreciate that. It's super dope. The merch, the HowlerSpace.com, the TeePublic shop, and then you got the CryptonautMerch.com, which is the CrowdMade store. So be sure to check those out. That anime, Howler Space Year is just burning up sales.
Nice.
It's great. Good. People are just fucking grabbing it and loving it, and it's fucking super dope. So I'm glad people are out there repping that. People that got that shirt out in the world, dude, just wearing it. Us.
Delightful.
Cute little anime dudes just chilling.
It's what we were always meant to be.
Fucking awesome, man. There it is. I'm so stoked on that. That's super cool. And yes, so there you have it. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Come back next week again, part 2. Betz Mystery Sphere. J. Allen Hynek in the house. See what's happening there.
Some doomsday devices.
Yeah, dude.
Well, one anyway.
Oh shit.
Right.
All it takes is one. Yeah, I mean that's the thing about doomsday devices.
Yeah, it's just one.
You don't
really
need
multiple.
That's superfluous.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you all so very much. We'll be talking to you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Benninger. Where are you, Officer Benninger? Benninger.
Benrigen.
Benninger.
Oh, Benny Gesserit.
Oh, the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah,
Oh, the
dude.
secret fucking office of the Bene Gesserit.
Dude.
Naval OSI.
Fucking sweet. We'll be talking to you.
I'm still alive. Still alive, girl.
Poor Chris. His soul just left.
I know.
It's okay.
I might still be kind of fucked up from today. So
I was gonna say it might be a little bit.
I'm a little
okay,
jacked up.
You're there. You're
Yeah,
there.
it happens.
All right, we got you.
Procedures.
All right,
Yeah.
there it is. We'll talk to you.
I